My name is Shana, and we're going to be doing a challenging full body sequence from Darren Rhodes. And I'm going to have a timer going that will chime every 30 seconds. So for some of the poses, we will hold for about 30 seconds. So you might hear my chime in the background. So I don't know if you really need the block, but I have a block here, and I also have a towel. I'm dealing with a bit of a shoulder injury, and so for things where I clasp my hands behind my back, I'm going to be using that modification. So any modifications you need, and let's get started. To begin, we're just going to do cat-cow. So come to your hands and knees and sink down, tilting the tailbone up, looking up, pulling your chest through your hands, and then reverse it, rounding your back, going back and forth, starting to link with your breath. Let's move to downward facing dog. You can walk your dog as the first one for today. Bending opposite knee, pressing the heels down, opening up the calves and the feet. Pressing the full palm into the mat. Pressing your chest back towards your legs. We're now going to do 5 to 10 push-ups. I put my knees down, feet up, and take my hands wide. You can do chaturanga push-ups if you like, or you can just hold plank. And all the way down to your belly. We're going to put the backs of the hands on the mat. Pull your pubic bone down into the mat and lift your chest up. Toes stay on the ground, backs of the hands stay on the ground. Just use those muscles of the upper back to lift. Pressing yourself up. Walk towards the back of your mat and then step your right foot forward. So you're in a lunge, and then walk your hands forward inside that knee and bow. So your upper body's like down dog and your lower body is in a lunge. And you should feel this in your right hip. And let's switch legs, stepping the right foot back, left foot forward, walk the hands out, down dog in the upper body, sink into your lunge, and that left hip. Step your back foot forward, sit down. We're going to do Purvottanasana. I'm going to see how my shoulder does with this. I'm going to turn my fingers out and I'm going to lift my hips up. Trying to get them to the same height as my shoulders. Reverse table. Come on up to standing, big toes touch, knees bent, and it's Utkatasana, but we're going to reach forward. So arms are reaching forward, bum is reaching way back behind you, like you're going to sit in a chair that's way behind you. Round your spine a little bit like cat pose. Squeeze the legs together. Weight into the heels. Stand up. Interlace your fingers above your head. Grow tall. Bump your hips to the right. Arc over to the left. Press into the inner edges of your feet. Grow long out of your spine. Don't crunch the left side. Try to keep it long. Coming up, release the arms. Inhale them back up, interlace. Bump the hips to the left and then stretch over to the right. Keep both sides of the body long. Press into the inside edges of the feet. And release the arms down, Tadasana. Keep the palms pointing forward. Roll the shoulders back and down. Stack your head right on top of your hips. Pull your belly in. Squeeze the legs. Feel all four corners of your feet. And breathe. Keep your ribs pulling down, your belly toned, and reach your arms up. Keep your belly toned, ribs down. Bring your shoulders up around your ears. Make yourself really tall. Squeeze your bum to tuck it under a little bit. Everything should be tight and stretching and long. And forward fold. I'm going to separate my feet for this first one. Grab opposite elbows. Rock the weight into the balls of the feet. I like a little sway here. You can bend and straighten the knees a little if you like. Come to a halfway lift, so hands come out in front of you and you lift up the spine to flatten out the back. Imagine you could tear the mat apart with your feet, so I'm isometrically pushing my feet out away from each other a little bit, sticking my bum out behind me, but pulling my chest forward. All right, we have another round of push-ups. You can also hold plank. I'm going to be on my knees once again with wide arms. I try not to move my hips, but have my whole body move as one piece. So there's tension in my belly as I'm doing these. All right, coming all the way down, we're going to do Shalabhasana. So I'm going to push my pubic bone into the ground, lift my legs, lift my chest, lift my arms. Flying like Superman. Breathing. I'm pointing at the ankle and spreading my toes to get as long as I can in my legs. Squeezing my butt to lift my legs. And now we're going to come to a forearm plank. So I'm going to interlace my fingers, get my shoulders over my elbows, tuck my toes, lift my knees, and tuck under. All right, dropping the knees. We're going to step this right foot to the outside, and you can stay here in your lizard, or you can come down to forearms in your lizard. Just trying to open up that hip a little more. to a lunge. Lift your left arm up. Get really tall, round your spine, and then push with your right hand to get your elbow outside the knee. Hands together. Push down to get your chest more at the center where your thumbs are. And then you have the option of tucking the back toes and lifting the back knee. Dropping it back down. Unwind. Right foot back. Left foot out wide. You can be up here for lizard or down here. All right, coming up, we're going to bring the right arm up, round the spine, tuck that elbow outside the knee, hands together, bring the heart towards the thumbs, and lift the back knee up. We got a little off on our timer. We'll stay a little longer on this side. And let's unwind. We're going to come down. You can do this in reverse table. I'm going to do it in bridge for my shoulders' sake. We're going to lay down, come up, and lift the right leg up. And bring it back down. Lift the hips high. Left leg up. Bring that foot down, roll the spine down, rocking up. We're going to bring our feet together. This is where I'm going to grab my towel and I'm going to reach behind my back. You can clasp and interlace your fingers, and then you're going to bend over in your Utkatasana. Rounding the spine, trying to get forehead to knees, but it probably won't touch. Sitting the weight back into the heels. Release. Come up to standing tree pose. I'm going to take my left foot up. Press thigh into heel, heel into thigh. Hands can come to heart center, or they can come out, or they can come up. Whatever you like. Let's do the second side. So I'm going to really push my thigh back, and then that inward tension of the foot to the thigh and the thigh to the foot. I also like to think about turning my heel forward to get the rotation in my hip of my bent leg. And release. Standing on all four corners of your feet, palms forward. Close the eyes, draw the tailbone down, tension in the belly, proud chest, shoulders down the back, head stacked right over. Arms come up, Keep the ribs pulling down. Squeeze your bum. Shoulders up around the ears. Lots of tension in the whole body, trying to be a straight line. Ribs down, low belly in. Belly button to spine. Bum squeezing. Shoulders up by the ears. And forward fold. If you want opposite elbows again, or you can lightly touch the floor, or you can reach behind your calves. Whatever feels good. Come up to your halfway lift, fingertips on the floor. Spread the mat out with your feet. Stick your bum back, chest through. Breathe. So try this variation of plank where you're on your toes, toenails down, legs squeezing together. And just see what happens when we change it up a little bit. Pulling the belly in, shoulders over the wrists, puff up between the shoulder blades. Breathe. And lower down to your belly. Keep the hands back by the ribs. Pull the pubic bone down to the ground, squeeze the butt, lift the legs, and then roll the shoulders back. So it's like a little baby cobra, but our feet are lifted. Try to squeeze the legs together. Squeeze the bum, chest up, elbows squeezing towards each other. And come up so we can roll to our right hand and right foot for side plank. Stack the ankles. I like to do flashlights with my left hand. I'm opening and closing a fist as fast as possible. Get a little bit of wrist and forearm work to distract me in my side plank. And left hand down, roll over to that left foot, stack them up, and flick those fingers fast, fast, fast on that right hand. Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. All right, big step forward, right foot. Set yourself up, warrior one. So back foot is turned, deep bend in the right knee. Arms come up, palms together, look at your thumbs. Left hip forward. And step that left foot forward, reach that right foot back at an angle. Keep the bend in the front knee. Reach up, palms together, look up. Right hip forward. And step your right foot to meet the left. Big toes touch. Come down to your tiptoes. Open your knees wide. Reach in between. And then try to get your heels down. Mine don't come down, but I think about reaching my bum back to shift the weight. Stretch out my back. Now let's try Bock Asana. So I bring my hands in, lift my hips high, but my knees are still wide. I get my triceps, my armpits underneath my shins, and then I lean forward, 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 forward until I'm stacked over my wrists and my feet can float off the ground. I think collarbones forward, squeeze the knees together and release it. Have a seat, legs out in front of you. Flex the toes, hands beside you, proud chest, shoulders away from ears. Squeeze the shoulder blades on the back and pull the head to stack right over. We're going to do a little boat, low boat. So coming up, lowering down, coming up, lowering down. Last one. You can do reverse table again, or you can do reverse plank. Hands go behind you, feet go in front of you, straight legs. Lift the hips, breathe, squeeze the butt, squeeze the legs together, pull the chest up through the shoulders. And release. Lay down, hug your knees in. Give yourself a little rock and roll. Bringing your feet down, preparing for bridge, Bandhasana. Elbows down, lift the chest, lift the hips. I like to grab the outer edges of the mat. If you want to interlace your fingers underneath, you can. Try to keep knees over ankles, toes pointed forward, squeeze the butt, lift the hips, lift the chest up towards your chin, press the back of your head into the mat. Roll the spine back down, bring your arms overhead to the floor, legs go straight up, and then keep your ribs down, your low back flat on the mat, and slowly lower your legs away from you until your low back wants to pop up. Don't let it. Keep your back flat, hands pressing into the floor, ribs pulling down, low back flat, just hover. And pull the knees in, rock up to standing. Step your left foot way back, warrior two. Line up your feet in a line, bend the knee, stretch the arms out. Woo. Left hip should pull back, sink into the right knee. Come on up, right toes in, left toes out, right hip pulls back, bend into the left knee, and breathe. Come on up, turn your right toes forward, going to warrior three on the right leg. So you can have arms back by your sides, out in an airplane or forward, but we're gonna balance trying to make a straight line from the top of our head to our left heel. Squeeze that left butt, lift it higher, shoulder blades on the back, belly toned, maybe a micro bend in the right knee. Come on up, Let's do our left leg. Standing on the left, choose your arm position. Stare at one spot on the floor. Squeeze that right butt. Shoulder blades on the back. Woo! I came out of it. It's all right. Big toes to touch. Bend the knees, Utkatasana. Sit in that chair, weight in the heels, arms up. Squeeze the legs together. And keeping the knees bent, left leg over right, right arm over left, eagle. And standing on your right leg, open into half moon. Right hand down, left arm up, left leg back. Turn your inner edge of your left foot down towards the ground. Lift up with the outer corner of that left heel. Flex that foot. Turn your chest. And coming back, big toes touch, bend the knees, come up like Utkatasana, right leg over that bent left leg. I use my toes as a kickstand, left arm over, right arm under, sit into it. See if I can lift my toes off the ground. And half moon, standing on the left, left fingers touch. I open to the side. I think about the outside edge of my right heel and lift that up, flexing that foot. Really stretching my chest, trying to open it to the side. And both hands down. Step the right foot back. Drop the knee. Untuck the toes. And come on up. And you can sink forward. Sticking your butt back a little bit. Arcing the spine. Feeling a stretch in the front right side of the body. And I'm going to wiggle my left foot out to the left. Right hand down. I'm going to twist and reach for my back foot. Pull the heel to the bum and reach my hips back to my heel. Twist my chest, get a nice quad stretch. Release that back foot. We're going to come up to a higher lunge, and I want to bring my armpit in front of my left knee. Place my hands down, and then pick up the foot and balance it on my left tricep. You'll see I've got to bend a little bit in my left elbow. Release. Right foot steps forward, left knee down. Low lunge. Stretch the front left side of the body. Can sink forward. I like to kind of stick my butt back and get an arc in my spine. I'm going to wiggle my right foot to the right, left hand comes down, twist, catch that back foot, pull it in, reach my hips back to the heel, and open my chest. Quad stretch. And wiggling that right foot in, lifting the back knee. My right armpit goes in front of the right knee. And I'm gonna pick up that foot and balance it. And release. Both knees down, sit back, knees together, child's pose. Walk your hands over to the right and sit your hips to the left. And then turn your chest so you're looking under your right armpit a little bit. Reach the left hip back. Walking the hands over to the left. Sit your right hip back. And then turn your chest to look up under your left armpit. And coming up, we're going to bring our feet to the left. Stack your left top of your foot in your right arch. Knees are separated. My left hand crosses over. My right hand goes behind me. I'm going to get tall and twist. And then I like to tilt my left ear to my left shoulder and move my chin a little bit forward, and I can get a nice stretch on the right side of my neck. But you can also do the other way. Right ear to right shoulder, and then turn the chin. Feel some stretch in your neck. And let's come up and switch our feet. So my feet go to the right. The top of my right foot is in my left arch. My left hand goes behind, my right arm crosses. I twist my body, and then I can play with right ear to right shoulder, chin coming forward for a neck stretch. And then I can try left ear to left shoulder, reach my chin, see if I can get another neck stretch. All right, leave your left knee where it is. And we're going to bring the right leg over so that the knees stack. Bock Asana. Try to get both hip points down and then just walk it forward. Reach the hips back as you crawl the arms forward. You do not have to fold as deep as me. You can stay upright here if you're feeling sensation in your hips. Come back up and switch your legs. Left knee right on top of that bottom knee. Hips grounded, reaching the hips back, extending the chest. bridge pose. Unwind, lay down. I like to do robot arms to press my elbows down, tuck my shoulder blades underneath me, lift my hips. You can interlace, or I'm going to grab the outer edges of my mat. Reach the tailbone through the space between your knees. Roll down. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Reach through the hole. Pull that knee in. Use your right elbow to push that right thigh away. Reach your tailbone down into the mat. Flex that right foot. And switch. Left ankle crosses over right knee. Reach through. Pull it in. Left elbow resists the left thigh. Flex the left foot. Tailbone reaches into the mat. For the sake of space, I'm going to angle myself. We're going to reach for the big toe of our right foot. Maybe you use a towel for this. We're just trying to get a hamstring stretch on that right leg so it can be as far away from you or as close as your body needs. And then extending the left leg, we're going to rotate the right leg out to the right. Inner thigh stretch. Don't let that left hip pop up. Try to keep the hips grounded onto the floor so that just the right leg is rotating out. Bring it back in, place it back down. Left leg. Grab the big toe or put your towel around it and stretch the back of that leg. And reach the right leg long so you can open that left leg out to the side without the right hip popping up. Bring it back in. Sitting up, rolling onto your belly. And we're gonna lift our legs. So I'm gonna stack my palms and rest my forehead. I'm gonna push the front of my pelvis, the pubic bone, into the mat like a little crunch, squeezing my butt, and then I'm gonna lift both legs off the ground. I can't get them very high, but I've seen other people that can really lift their legs high here. Breathe for another 30 seconds here. Lift them higher, squeeze, extend the legs. And we're gonna go to bow pose. So bend the knees, grab the ankles, flex the feet, pubic bone down, kick back, lift up. Just as high as you wanna go. Keep the chest lifted. Release the feet and come up to your full cobra. Shoulder blades on the back. Pull the chest through, proud chest. We're going to try Vashisthasana side plank with holding our big toe. So come to your right hand and your right foot and grab your left big toe. Lift your hips and then lift the leg. I kind of go forward and then up. And then bring it back down. Take a little down dog. Woo! Switch to the second side. Left foot, left hand, hips go high. Foot goes forward and then up, and you can rotate the chest. And then releasing. Moment of down dog. Walking the feet forward. Come up to standing. Shake it out. Woo. Our peak pose today is half of a Bock Asana and half of a Titivasana. Let's give it a try. So we're going to take a little low lunge. So my left knee is down and my right knee is forward. And first, I want to try to get my right shoulder under my right knee and place my hands. And let's just get used to this for a second. Ask that hip for some permission. So this is going to be my Titivasana leg. I'm then going to lift off of my back knee. I'm going to step my left foot forward and turn a little bit to the left. And I'm going to come up on my left tiptoes. I'm going to bring my armpit, my tricep under that shin and pick up the left foot first, and then sit back and extend the right leg. And then get out of it however you like. And we gotta do it on the other side. Woo! Left foot forward, low lunge, and the right knee down. Let's get that left shoulder under and just feel the hip here for a second. Asking that hip's permission for a Titivasana on that leg. And then getting my back knee lifted so I can step in and turn a little bit to the right. Tiptoes, elbow under that shin, back toes lift first, and then I sit back to lift the left leg up. And then, coming out of it. Oh my goodness. Did you make it? Did it happen? All right, feet hip width apart. Hands are going under the feet. Step on the palms, get your toes back, your toes up to the wrists. Whew. I like to bend my elbows towards my shins. Release the neck. Lean some weight into the balls of your feet, massaging your hands. Let's stay another 30 seconds here. Releasing your palms the seat, we're gonna do one full wheel because we gotta open up the front of the body. Lay it back. Lift your hips first. Place your hands. Come on up. Try to get your feet straight. Press your chest to the back. Woo, we did it. Release. Come on down. Arms overhead, feet as wide as the mat. Windshield wiper the knees to the left. Step your left foot on top of your right thigh, and then pull that thigh out of the socket. So push your knee diagonally away from you. And breathe. Place your left foot back down, windshield wiper the knees over to the right. Right foot steps on top of the thigh, dragging that thigh bone out of the hip socket, down diagonally away from your shoulder. Whew. All right, left leg long on the mat, right foot up to the ceiling. Interlace your fingers behind the thigh and really push the thigh away from you so that your arms come straight. Flex the foot. You might feel a hamstring stretch here, you might not, but this is more about resetting the sacrum. And then bending that right knee, the toes touch the inside of the left knee, roll it across your body, take a twist, right arm out to the right. Coming back, extend the right leg long, left leg up, interlace the fingers behind the thigh, and then push the thigh away from you. Flex the left foot. You should have straight arms. And then bend the knee, the left toes touch the inside of the right thigh, roll that knee across your body, extend the left arm out, twist. Coming back, let's take happy baby. Reach for the outside edges of your feet. Your arms are crossing the shins, and then you're pulling your knees down towards the ground. I like to pull one knee down to the ground and then rock over and pull the other knee down. It massages my low back. Now we're going to do an upside down forward fold. So arms go overhead. I reach my legs over, grab my tiptoes, and then reach my hips back down towards the floor. Super slow motion, rolling down one vertebrae at a time, trying to fold myself in half. And then my hips just hover over the ground as I'm pulling my toes over my head. Stretching the backs of the legs, lengthening. And hug your your chest. Rock or maybe draw circles with the knees. And then go the other way. And make your way to your Shavasana, tucking the shoulder blades underneath you, letting the feet flop out to the sides, the palms face up. Release any tension, smooth out your forehead, unclench your jaw. Just let the floor hold you up. Slowly start to rotate toes in, toes out, toes in, toes out. Turn your head side to side. Reach your arms overhead, zip your legs together, stretch yourself long, long, long. Deep breath. And give yourself a hug, curl up into a ball. If you are practicing this in the morning, you're going to roll to your right. If you're practicing at night, you're going to roll to your left. And make your way up to seated, comfortable seat. Eyes closed, hands at heart center. I'd like you to think about someone who might need a little extra love, a little good vibe sent to them through the cosmos. Maybe it's a medical professional, maybe it's a grocery store worker or a delivery person, or maybe it's just somebody in your family or your friendship circle that you haven't been able to see in a while. Take all of the good feelings in your body right now and send them out to them as we say namaste. All right, I hope you enjoyed this sequence, and I'll keep making videos. Look for the next one from me soon. Thank you.